there with Kade Anderson, what sort of allowed him to get into a real rhythm there in the middle of the game?
I'll answer that in a second. I want to talk about Miss Sandy Bertman first. Been a tough night, tough 24 hours. And I just want to make sure every player that played for Skip, that built us into the powerhouse, every fan just knows that that win for her, or that win today was for her. I have referenced this several times. Like, personally, the coolest part of this job is the relationship I have with Skip. As he was one of my heroes as a young coach, and now to have the friendship, the mentorship, the relationship that I have with Coach Bertman is amazing, and she was a very big part of that from the second we landed here. And I just, it doesn't take long to figure out how critical she was to all of this here happening. When you hear the former players, whether it's Doug Thompson, Pete Bush, Ryan Terrio, all these guys that are now like really good friends of mine, obviously talk about Coach, but talked about Miss Sandy. So that was for her. She got the magic moment tonight, and just thinking of Coach Bertman and the girls, their family, and I wanted to start with that. So relative to Kade, I thought he was outstanding. Again, he's put together or stacked together a lot of really good starts. I think that there's a couple stories for me. He's very efficient with his pitch count in the first inning. I think he gave up the homer in the second, but then it was the third and the fourth, and there was a stretch in the fifth and the sixth where that's where he was actually pitching his best today. So I love just like the homer just kind of brushed off of him. He got to the next thing and executed in a way that you need a guy that's going to start the weekend in league to do. And really proud of him. I just think it's really tough to deal with when you can command the ball the way that he can, the way he can change speeds and locate. So kind of all of the above.
What makes this stuff so swing and miss?
I just, I think it's hard to pinpoint one pitch or one area, because he's got four. And there's a lot of timing disruption, and he's got enough on the fastball where you got to get started. If you don't, that's going to beat you, and by doing that, he could soften you up. And he's just really good. He's a really good athlete. If I let him hit, he would be a really good hitter here too, to tell you how good an athlete and competitor he is. He's got the makeup, along with that pitchability, and that's the separator.
Jake Brown just continues to
he does.
just hit beach balls whenever he's out there.
Yeah.
Can you talk about his involvement at the plate, I guess, that's going on this season?
Yeah.
Pretty noticeable.
Yeah. I was very hopeful of that. I think in the postseason last year, I think it was sometime in Hoover, I just kind of made the decision of, like, we're playing him. You know what I mean? And it's one of those where the athletic talent is all there. He doesn't need to have more talent. He just needed some time, some experience. And went through a couple small hiccups here early in the season, but, he's been really good. He's been really good. And, did a great job tonight. I think he had 4 RBIs, and 3 ABs, and sign me up for that every day. And, I just think the advancement of the approach to go with the physical talent, and he's holding his best swing or more often. I think he just needed time. And it got set back a little bit because he got hurt during the summer, had to cut his summer short. But he's a really advanced player right now.
Above 500 in the SEC.
What's that?
You're above 500 in the SEC.
It's our first SEC game.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do more of that.
What did you think of the bullpen tonight, Coach?
I thought it was mostly good. I think Kade was rolling pretty good, like I mentioned, in the 5th and the 6th, and it's like, man, go get that 7th, and then we got the leadoff guy, and then we got 1-2 to the next guy, and I think you ended up walking him. Good at bat. I think it was Lovich again at that point. And then the other guy got the next guy to 2 strikes, and he just kind of punched one through there. He looked tired to me. To be at 1-2, and then he walked Lovich, and then the next guy singled on a pitch that was up that looked different than the rest of the pitches so far. And, it felt like it was time to get him out of there. We obviously had a lead, which was great. And then, Connor doing a nice job of minimizing the damage. He walked the first guy, but then he got the sack fly, and then strikeout. Good strikeout to the leadoff guy. And so it just kept it small. And then, guys got a couple good swings on him, when we send him back out there. So we'll look at that. Then I thought DJ was excellent. Fell down 3-0, came back, struck the guy out. 0-2, got to 3-2, got the ground ball. I knew he would be critical in the series. And, he's been like a caged gorilla down there. Like the last few games, like I've had him up a bunch, and then the game has dictated doing something else. And and he wanted to stay in there and finish the game, which he loved that. And then Zach, not much more to say there.
Derek Curiel's first taste of SEC baseball. What did you just like about his mindset when he showed up to the ballpark today? What did you like about his approach at the plate?
Yeah, I don't worry ever about his mindset. Some guys are born to play baseball and born to line up the barrel with the baseball, and he's one of those guys. And, his personality, his demeanor, I respect a lot. It's very focused, it's very determined, but very lighthearted at the same time, so things don't bother him. And that's and what I mean by that is, that's usually the sign of guys that have great confidence. Like they can get past small things when you have great confidence, and that's how I view Derek. So I love all those things. So where does that show up today? It shows up with, he didn't have too good at bats. I mean, I can't even remember the first time he wasn't on base in the first inning until today. I was like, But within that at bat, I think it was a 9 or 10 pitch at bat, and that had great positive effect on the rest of the game. And because us, popping the big inning there in the 4th inning. So I love that. I think he maybe got himself out the next time. And then, in spite of that, the guy hasn't been out 2 times in a row in a month. And then, slows the game down. Critical, AB, against Ian Loesch. And, gets a ball up and, gets on plane with it and moves it, ends up being a triple, and just places going bananas. And then, he ran another long at bat in the last one and smoked that one at the first baseman and set the table for a big 3 runs right there. At least his coach liked those 3 runs. So, really good game by Derek.
Coach, what do you make of your team's ability to punish mistakes of the other team? Because there was multiple times that, your players are hit by pitch. Other than, Missouri lost the ball in the sky.
Yeah.
What do you make of your team's ability?
I think it's a trademark of a good offense. Even in the SEC, even at LSU, college baseball is not played perfectly. There's going to be some mistakes, and I think good teams have an ability to just kind of say, keep giving them to us, and then take advantage of them, being very opportunistic. And I don't think there's anything other than these guys have a really good ability to concentrate in the game, and it allows them to recognize those times in the game and then capitalize. Like, I think that bases loaded situation was set up by, there was a hit by pitch, maybe Stanfield. There was a walk by somebody that set the table for Derek with the at bat. And then we get the sky thing, and it's great. It's part of it, So it's good.
Yeah,
Some of that Alex Box magic, the guy brought over here.
Yeah, I looked up in the middle of the game, and y'all had 7 runs on only 4 hits. That's kind of y'all's deal, right? just kind of giving what the defense or what the other team gives you, and then kind of making a little bit of magic your own.
Yeah, and it's good. What I like about our offensive team is we can win in a lot of different ways. I think we had 18 hits the other night and 32 at bats in the game. That's good, And so that was just purely hit the baseball, drive the baseball, extra base hits, clutch hitting. And then tonight it was a little bit of, and this will happen, the pitchers we face are good. This guy's had a pretty good level of success against our team. They ran him one time through the order against us last year, and we didn't score up there. There was a previous appearance. It must have been in 22. I don't remember that long ago. But I think we hadn't scored on him in 6 innings. So we knew it would be a challenge. We prepared hard for the game. I thought the guys did a good job. He made some pitches, which didn't allow the success to come as quickly as we all want it. But we were well positioned for the 4th inning and did a nice job there.
Another quick response tonight. They scored the first 2.
Yeah, it was great.
Home run, but the guys, it seemed like right away.
Yeah, I think Josh got hit by a pitch, and then Luis hit the home run. Which that was great to see. the windy day, having to play the game a little earlier with the thunderstorms, that were forecasted tonight. It's going to be a little more offensive, if you choose to play the game a little earlier, and that's what happened. And they took advantage of it. Good swing by Lovich, and then it was good to see Luis take advantage of it.
Encouraging to see that, though. I mean, we saw the quick responses.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I got off track.
No, you're good.
Yeah, 100%. We have these things shut down, and we score, they don't. Okay, or in that case, the offensive term is answer back, and that was a great answer.
Do you think Steven's getting to his power more this year?
I can't even tell you how many homers he hit last year. So I think he has 4 or 5 this year. He's strong, and he's a really good hitter, and it's a tight swing, and his approach is much better. Like the other night in the melee of all those hits, he walked 3 times. And the self-discipline to do that when, you're really not getting a pitch to hit and understand that this is what good hitting is sometimes, to flip the bat over there, walk down to first base. And then a day like tonight, I think I don't know if he had a hit until the homer. And then, again, back to confidence of just staying with it. And he got a mistake. And, he drilled that. I think that would have been out on any day. So he's just a good hitter. He's a really good hitter. It would be the simplistic answer to that.
2 more for Coach.
Tonight was the deepest that Kade has gotten into a game. How much confidence do you have in him to be able to sort of just continue to set new career marks with getting deeper and deeper?
Yeah, I have. Didn't he go 7 last week?
6.
So he
We
did.
thought it was
Okay,
6.
all right,
We
yeah.
thought what you talking about.
Like I said, so I don't remember what Ian Loesch did against us in 2022. So it was deeper. Good job by you. You got me on that one. I just looked at the 5th inning, the 6th inning, and the pitch count. Usually I'm not going to send him back out over 90 unless there's like a matchup thing or I've seen something this time of year. And he was under that. I think he was low 80s, and I thought the 5th and the 6th were his best innings of the day. And so it's like, keep going. And then like we talked about, we struck out the first guy. We got the next guy to 2 strikes. We were almost there. Guy took a good at bat, walked, and then he got the next guy to 2 strikes. And then it was like, okay, like this guy's obviously a huge component of how good this team can be. So it was time to get him out after that.
I guess what I'm trying to ask is like just how,
Yes, it's
I
a
guess
good
how
progression.
consistent his,
Oh, yeah.
like stuff's been. Like
Yeah,
just y'all's
yeah. I
confidence.
thought today, until the last 2 hitters, it didn't look like there was any drop off, and that's a good sign.
Is today a really good example of just feeling like your offense is giving your pitching staff more of a margin for error than last season, where there was a lot of games that were
Yeah.
kind of close, or you needed the offense to sort of take that next step, and it just wasn't quite there.
It's just not. It's not the same team. And again, that team won 43 games. Okay, that team got to the finals of the SEC tournament. That team, got to a regional final and was this close to, in my opinion, beating the best team outside of our league. We're a check swing and an out away from having a great chance to go back to Omaha. So it's no disrespect. This is a different team. The returning players, they might as well, somebody hijack their bodies. You know what I mean? That's how different they are in terms of being better. And sometimes that's what it is. You just need time. And then the additions have been great. Derek, obviously, Danny, Luis Hernandez, Chris Stanfield. I could go on and on, So, yes, they are. And they need to execute the plan. And if they execute the plan with their talent and have good self-discipline to continue to do that, eventually we're going to break through. And I'm pleased with the maturity I see out of them, which allows the pitchers the margin for error that you're talking about, which is great. 7-2, 9-2. Well, then it's 9-5. Well, if it's 7-5, we brought the same guy in probably that we would have, but it's good.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, Coach.